Hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of Off the Grid, the series where we take a look at tracks that have hosted F1 races in the past and tracks that have never been on the F1 schedule and then see if we can beat a tire lap time set to us by ChatGPT on Assetto Corsa. As we're now in the depths of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere and the weather is cold, wet and miserable, whenever I think of cold places my mind always goes north, so let's head to what would be the most northern circuit on the F1 schedule. The KymiRing in Kausala, Finland, around 100 kilometers north of the capital Helsinki, is one of the youngest circuits there is, breaking ground in 2016 before opening just 5 years ago in 2019. With FIA Grade 1 status, the circuit was constructed to possibly host F1 someday, but as of yet there has been no major plans for a Finnish Grand Prix. Tracking in at 4.650 kilometers or 2.889 miles in length, KymiRing is a relatively short track and will be the 18th longest or 8th shortest on the calendar, with 66 laps making up the Grand Prix distance, the same as Barcelona. 18 turns make up the undulating circuit, with 12 going right and 6 sweeping left along the clockwise medium speed flowing circuit. There will be 2 DRS zones, the first from the final turn, turn 18, along the pitch straight to turn 1. The second along the 1.1 km long back straight from the exit of turn 4 to the heavy braking zone that is turn 5. F1 has never visited the track and neither has any other motorsport really. To officially open the track in 2019, MotoGP held a test, but other than that I couldn't find any information about other motorsports using the facility. Even before the circuit was completed in 2017, a deal was signed with MotoGP to host a race, bringing about the return of the Finnish Grand Prix in motorcycle racing's Premier Series for the first time since 1981. That deal was supposed to start in 2020, however due to the COVID pandemic the race was cancelled until the following year, where it was postponed again. But even with an extra 2 years to prepare, come 2022 riders were still concerned about the safety of the circuit and incomplete homologation of safety features. This, coupled with the risks involved due to the ongoing geopolitical situation between neighbouring Ukraine and Russia, the race was again cancelled with no sign of it taking place in the following years. In 2024, the circuit announced that it had signed another deal with an FIA series, this time the World Rallycross Championships. Beginning in 2025, it is set to host a round of the World Championship for at least the next 3 years. So even though F1 or any other four-wheel motorsport has never officially been on the KymiRing tarmac, hopefully ChatGPT can still give us a reasonable target time to beat. It has set between a 1 minute 15 and a 1:25. So with the target set at 1 minute 20, let's get loaded up in Assetto Corsa and see what we can do. So as we're here on what is the first of our flying laps in this session, coming towards the end of sector 3 through this flat out right hander, we just lose the back end a bit there. Don't know whether the tyres were a bit cold or just a lack of downforce, but we go for a spin on our first lap. Then on our second flying lap, coming into turn 3, again the rear end just loops around. Just don't have the grip or the confidence at the moment. But now as we start what is going to be our first proper flying lap in this session, crossing the line, going down into the right hander of turn 1, very quick corner and we don't carry a lot of speed and still have a moment. And now we go through the flat out turn 2 and turn 3 before climbing up the little bit of a hill into turn 4. Off camera, and as we saw, it's difficult to get the traction down, easy to lose the back end. And now we open the RS for the 1.1 km back straight down into the heavy braking zone of turn 5, looking for the 100 meter hold, braking down into third gear. Right hander here into another right hander, a lot of off camera corners here, particularly in left and losing the back end there as we go into the right of turn 8 and now through the left hand hairpin of turn 9 before we open up the throttle again, down the hill into the double right hander of turn 10 and 11. Off camera once again and just carrying a bit too much speed there running off the track. A very tricky part of this circuit. Now flat out through this right hander where we lost our rear end on our first lap and into another hairpin here of turn 13. Flat out through the kink of turn 14 as we head towards the end of this lap now. Another tight corner here, the third to last corner, and now a tricky one here. You want to open up the throttle but the car won't allow you, and it's the very tight final turn then. Don't carry a lot of speed and very tight on the exit. So we get the throttle down, we're going to come across the line to set a 1 minute 29.2 for our first flying lap. After that we kept going for another one, and as we finish out that one you can see on the steering wheel 1.2 seconds up as we improve our personal best down to 128.0, and we go once again then for yet another lap. And just through the first couple of corners you can see into turn 4 we're already over half a second up. Unfortunately we carry a bit too much speed there, run off the track, but just shows that there's still a lot of time to find in this lap compared to our previous personal best. And once again into turn 4, another half a second up. As once again we just run off the track and then no grip on that painted green part of the runoff area. And we spin out once again. So about halfway through the session now, we're on yet another lap, and through turn 1 we gave about 2/10, through turn 2 and 3 and into 4 we're almost a second up on our best lap. This time again running a bit wide onto the curve, and we lose a lot of that time that we had gained, but we're still about 2.5 up running down the straight into turn 5, get onto the grass a bit there and lose another little bit of time. But now into the heavy braking zone of turn 5, getting us stopped nicely, and this time through this section of track not getting the big snap like we did on the first full lap that we saw, but through the right hander of turn 8 we just get a bit too much curve and it does upset the car a bit. And after all that time again in the first sector of the lap, now we're 2/10 down on our personal best, as into the double right hander just running too wide and then spinning out on the curve. After that then we went back to the pits and made a few little tweaks to the setup and to the ERS deployment, the battery deployment, and now we're coming to the end of another flying lap, and we're almost 1.8 seconds up, but through the final corner we don't carry near enough speed and we lose about half a second on the run up to the line, but we still improve to a 126.752 as we go for another lap, and this time into the final corner we carry a lot more speed, much better run through there, and we're going to improve by yet another 9/10 to 125.8, so we're getting closer and closer to being in the range of our target, upper range to the 125, so that's our first goal here. As now into turn 4 we're over 2/10 up again, and then as we skip ahead to the end of that lap another second took off our lap time, this time down to a 124.8, so we're in our range now but still trying to get to our actual target. As now on the back straight another 2.5 up, but unfortunately we've gone for a couple of laps in a row now and our ERS is all out, and running into turn 5 we lost all the time that we gained, and then through turn 6 just tried to push a bit too much to make up for that time and we end up going for a spin. Another 7/10 up then with 3 minutes to go, but through the double right hander of turn 10 and 11, just running a bit wide and we go for yet another spin. But now with just time for one more lap to go, I'm going to let you enjoy what is our best of this session with the engine sets. And as we come out of the final turn for the final time, we're going to improve by another 8/10 to a 124.059, and once again, kind of meet our target. So our target was a 1 minute 20, and in the end we set a 124.059, so just over 4 seconds off that target, but within the range of a 115 to 125 that ChatGPT did give to us. I'm not sure if that target would be possible. I don't think it would be possible for me anyway, just didn't seem to have the right flow around this track, and 4 seconds is a lot of time to try and find. In terms of the KymiRing, it is a very fun track to drive once you get used to the layout and its little quirks with all its undulation and off-camber corners. But in terms of being on the Formula 1 calendar, I feel like it might just be a little bit too slow and a little bit too narrow for modern Formula 1 cars. But you never know, and someday we could see the Finnish Grand Prix on the schedule. But that's it for this episode of Off the Grid. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and if you're not already, make sure to subscribe. And until the next one, thanks for watching. See you then.